First off, Craig James.
Ray, he rushes the ball at the average of 5 yards a clip. He gained almost 900 yards this season.
Now, we said that they were a tailback-oriented offense. Their other tailback, Eric Dickerson, has some very impressive statistics as well.
He also carries the ball at an average of 5 yards a clip and gained just about 900 yards. So between those two tailbacks, 1,800 yards on the season.
SMU, that was probably the best team that money could buy at the time in college football, because those guys had pretty much everything they wanted there in Dallas, and they were a very talented team. I think they had 8 first-rounders on that football team.
But there was a different speed that SMU played with, and including like when they came down to cover kickoffs, those dudes were humming down that field. I mean, like you could hear them run, probably like being on the Autobahn.
And Sikahema, who has yet to have an opportunity to run back a kickoff.
These guys were fast.
Sikahema at the 5, 15. Whoa, was he hit? My goodness.
I don't believe
SMU tight end Clement Fox.
And they moved, and they just moved at a different speed and different level than we'd become accustomed to.
It's just a tailback, bringing it to the outside. Dickerson, the sophomore from Sealy, Texas. There's a fake. Will it result in a touchdown? Touchdown, SMU!
I wasn't really surprised that we got behind. We knew what we were getting into. These are two NFL great backs, not just college great backs in Dickerson and James. And then their quarterback who ran the option was like the fastest guy on the team. So they jumped on us early, and being a defensive player in that game, it was disheartening to see that we could not slow them down.
Here I am. I had a terrible first half. That's the reason we were down by so many points. I just didn't play like I played all year long. And then just before half, Vai Sikahema ran that punt back for us and actually got us to within 16 points.
Time left in the first half, 1 minute and 23 seconds.
And I see this freshman kid just, have the balls enough to pick up that ball and run, 90 yards it was for that punt return touchdown just before the half. And I said, this kid ain't giving up. I said, I'm not giving up either. So
Vai Sikahema. Not too deep. Great difficulty running it back. But there goes Sikahema. Maybe.
he's gone.
He is gone. He is gone. Oh.
As a freshman, this is how my 18-year-old mind works. They could be 100-0. You know what? It won't matter what I do out there. I go out there and fumble a football around. Who cares? We're down, and they're killing us. Ball hits, and it hits the ball must have hit right on its side, because it hits the ground and it doesn't dribble. It hits and bounces like straight up in the air, and they surround the ball. The defenders do. So I decide that split second. I decide they're not watching me. I'm going to do a dead sprint right through them, catch it on the run, and take off. It had to be just perfect, because if you run through there and somebody looks up and sees me running at it, they're going to and juggle the football. But I catch it on the dead run, timed it just perfectly, and they're flat-footed. And there must have been 8 of them all there. When I catch the football and I'm running, Tom Holmoe, the athletic director, is one of the guys who's up front. I don't know if we call for a block or not, but I pick up a block and I run 83 yards untouched, accompanied only by my teammates. And it's now 29-13, but in my mind, we scored. It's a game winner, man. It's, this is a walk-off touchdown. It's over. I'm like dancing around, spike the football between my legs. I'm acting like this game is, like we just won the game. We're down 29, and it's late second quarter.
There was a point in the game when the odds were strictly against us. Now, if they had the percentage or probability of winning at any point in the game, which they do now with analytics, it would have been above 95% that SMU is going to win. And since they didn't, it was old school. The fact remains that if all the people that said they were at the game afterwards were really there would have been 200,000 people at the game. But all of the stories today, it's all urban legend. But I've heard, if I've heard it once, I've heard it 1,000 times of people that left the game and were driving home and turned around and came back. I don't know if it's just, it makes a good story 40 years later, or if it really happened. But yeah, a lot of the Cougs had cashed it in for sure.
Well, like you say, we're down 20 points. I mean, and there was 4-something minutes, I think, left in the game, or somewhere around that much time. And we came up with a 4th and 2 around midfield, and they sent the punting team in. You know, you kick there, you got no shot. You know, we hadn't really stopped them all night long. Eric Dickerson and Craig James both had big nights. So we were having a tough time stopping them. But I said, you know, if we kick now, we've got no shot. And I said, I'm not going out just giving up. And so, you know, I wouldn't get off the field. I told the offense to huddle up, and we had to burn a timeout because I wouldn't come off the field. And when I did, I remember calmly explaining to the coaching staff, you know, what was going on. And I just said, hey, you know, the same thing I just told you. If we kick now, we got no shot. You know, at least give us a shot to do something. And I remember Lavelle and Doug Scoville looking at each other like they didn't know what the hell to do. And I said, okay, you know, we'll take care of this. You know, it was 4th down and 2. You can't make 2 yards. You don't deserve to win. And I remember just calling, I said, on the line of scrimmage, you know, I'll call the play at the line of scrimmage. I gave myself a balanced formation. And for some reason, they're not covering Clay Brown, you know, the best tight end in the country. And he's got a linebacker over him, and that's it.
Is it a touchdown? Yes! Oh, what a catch by Matt Braga.
And in by the wide receiver, a little out by Clay. We get the first down, we go down and scored.
That last attempted 2-point conversion, of what a difference it would have made.
He kicks it high and snubs it. They've got it surrounded.
Brigham Young has it, 2 minutes and 3 seconds. This is Scott Phillips.
Yep, to get in.
He's in.
I don't think we called any returns because we just didn't feel at that point it was worth returning the ball. We're going to go all out and just try to block it every time. And so, and we had come close once or twice before, but Bill Shefflin, who was a cornerback, our starting cornerback, came in and said, hey, I think, you know, I have a chance to block this punt. He said, go try to, you know, get a hand on it.
They might try to block this punt, and there is Vai Sikahema, the freshman from Mesa, Arizona. Big rush, got it, and they blocked it. The ball is at the 41-yard line of SMU, 13 seconds left.
I think one of the things that is a sign of a great player, when you're on the defense and you come off the field, you want to get a cup of water and come back and not miss a down. And that's how it was at BYU. When McMahon was in the game, you didn't want to sit on the bench. We were all standing over there going, what's the kid going to do now?
We finally stopped them, and then we end up blocking the punt, getting the ball back with about 18, 20 seconds left in the game. So, yeah, a lot of things had to go right, and you know, the last play was just one of those, you know, it was just whatever you want to call it. They call it the Hail Mary, the miracle pass, whatever it was.
But we had time for one more. And we had a great receiver who was an All-American, Clay Brown.
Down by 6 now, 3 seconds left, 3rd and 10 at the SMU 41-yard line. McMahon all the way back in his own 46, throwing for the end zone. Receivers are there, defenders are there. It is in the end zone. Who has the ball?
Clay Brown went up with about 5 other guys, and he was the only guy to touch that football.
It felt like the ball had gone out of the stadium, like literally disappeared into the night air.
Jim put the ball up there where it had to go, and Clay went up and got it.
Touchdown! Touchdown!
You had to believe that it's possible.
Touchdown, Brigham Young!
Did I think that we were going to get it? No, I didn't think we were going to get it. But afterwards, you could say, yeah, I should have known better.
And so, you know, somebody was looking out for us. They wanted LaVell to win that game.
Spectacular college football endings I have ever seen.
We've done it again, buddy.